Hi Summerfield, I'm Kyle Stalls. I am a candidate for town council this fall, and this is the first in a series of videos about the issues that Summerfield is currently facing and my stances on them. At this point, I've knocked on about 140, 150 doors and had a few conversations in addition to that. And there are a few topics that keep coming up. One of the biggest ones is development. So in this video, I'll give you a brief rundown of my thoughts on future development. Now this doesn't include what's happening with the de-annexed land on that 1,000 acres. That is out of our hands. It's something to watch, but this is having to do with the land in Summerfield that our planning board and our town council and our voters actually have some say in. So as you may already know, every decision that I make and every issue I consider through the lens of, will this help us keep our charter? Because as I've told many folks, I do believe that our charter is possibly on the chopping block in Raleigh. And that is based on the impressions I got from conversations with legislators in the summer of 2024 as I fought the de-annexation. So what will help us keep our charter? One thing that was continually brought up in my meetings with the legislators as a way to neutralize my arguments was Summerfield won't work with developers. Summerfield won't work with developers. Therefore, we don't deserve to have any say in what happens to the land in our town. So with that in mind, in order to help us maintain our charter, I believe we have to prove that we can work with developers. Now, what does that look like? It looks like a number of different things, and other videos in the future about other issues will obviously feed back into that. The first and foremost is we are in the process of reworking our comprehensive plan. Our current one is a little out of date, and it also, to my understanding, has some issues with it. So with a new comprehensive plan, that gives us a means to say, okay, this potential project is in line with our plan. We have determined that potential projects can benefit our citizens while mitigating negative impacts to the town. These roads can handle this. The potential for utilities can be addressed here. There's a lot of different things to consider, but first and foremost, we have to be able to show that we can sit down with a developer and talk about, okay, can things be built in Summerfield? Are we going to allow that to happen? Like, development's coming to our state one way or the other. There's nothing we can do to stop it. We can't build a wall around the town. I wish we could. I had a conversation with a legislator last week saying we're not going to be able to build a wall around Summerfield to keep that rural character absolutely pristine. We're going to have to make some concessions here and there. And he said that is absolutely the case. So I take that to heart, and that informs my decisions going forward. As long as we have our charter, as long as we have our local government, I believe we can navigate the flood that's coming, and we can maintain the character of our town to the best extent possible, because our local government is the best tool we have for doing that. Because if we lose it, if we say we will not work with anybody, we're going to lose our charter, and we are going to become part of Guilford County and then quite possibly part of Greensboro. And at that point, we have no say, really, in what gets developed. We are 10,000 out of a city of 300,000. And we won't have the ability to apply our specific standards to things that get built. We won't have the opportunity to evaluate if things are in line with a plan that our citizens gave input on. So our charter and local government give us the opportunity to actually do things in a way that is most beneficial to our citizens and preserves the things about Summerfield that we love. Because if we lose that, if we're part of a larger city, then we lose a lot of our sway, and we also end up paying a lot higher taxes for the privilege of it. So those are my 30,000 foot view thoughts on development. Other issues I'll discuss in the future, especially infrastructure, transportation, other things that we're going to have to talk about. Those will feed back into the development discussion, but I just wanted you to know for now that is my broad view of development, and we'll get into specifics later. I thank you so much for your time, and again, feel free to reach out if you have questions, concerns, and want to discuss anything. Have a good one.